Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Today is our last session of pregnancy health and welcoming baby. The focus is on welcome the baby into this world in a very joyful, healthy manner. That is the least parents can do, right? My name is Choon. I'm the founder of Birth Discovery and founder of Pay Good Beginnings Forward Support Group. And this is the movement that I started last year, June in 2020, supported by our lovely Good Beginnings angels here. Both Dr. Julia and Nicole are our regular practitioners who share their knowledge and tips with couples or parents like you. So the objective here is to help you to learn to de-stress during this time so that you can enjoy your whole pregnancy. Will actually begin before conception. Yeah, from pre-conception to first year of life. So it's about 1,000 days of the baby's life that we can give them a good start. And actually it is achievable. Yeah, last week we have covered nurturing conception. So couples who are preparing to conceive learn to connect with themselves and learn to understand each other, where deepen the connection and of course deepen your communication between partners as well. So we can reduce a lot of stress, and we got to change our mindset that we should not be trying to conceive. This group is not about trying to conceive. This group, the Pay Good Beginnings Forward movement, is all about nurturing conception. And of course, if you are pregnant right now for this week, pregnancy is a very joyful experience. Pregnancy for mother who are pregnant like you, the energy is really big. Yeah, and you produce oxytocin, which is love hormone. So what kind of love? The love hormone that you take care of yourself. Love yourself and get to know yourself, get to know the little fellow in your womb, and get to know your partner and exchange love and communicate, and then this cycle will continue, and of course after birth as well. So we can reduce a lot of stress after birth. Next week we're going to cover postnatal health, and of course family future health is the ultimate goal. Our objective is all about helping you to understand what you can do to give your baby a good start. So it is not just about babies family future health, but it's families future health. When you are healthy, you can have a healthy pregnancy, healthy childbirth, and beyond. And this is a time you can reset your health. Yeah, when you look into it, and my goal is to help you to think out of the box. A lot of things that we thought it cannot be done, but it can be done. It's just that if you're not putting effort, nothing's going to change. Yeah. So if you're exposed with this information, then you will know what to do. If you don't know what to do, at least you know where to get help. You can always come back to us and join our support group, Pay Good Beginnings Forward support group. You can ask questions there, or you can approach me in person. So for the past few days, we have a lot of sessions, and I have covered. Okay, maybe I'll go through a little bit of what I covered last week, last few days. That was on Wednesday night on breakthrough in birth, right? Some of you have already attended the session. So I just wanted to ask your questions for those who have attended the session on breakthrough in birth. What do you learn from breakthrough in birth? Yeah, what was your takeaway? I shared a lot, right? It was a long session. What was your takeaway? You can type in a chat, or you can unmute yourself and talk. You can share with us. Yeah. Did Coco attend my session on breakthrough in birth? If not, then you can go back to the recording. I think I just sent your and email. Anyone want to share? Relax. Okay. Yeah, yes, very good. Yeah, thank you. Changing fear to love. Yes, fear is part of us, right? Yeah. What is fear? Anxiety, stress, worries, concern are considered fear. Yeah. What makes mother strong? Not because she can tolerate so much of pain in labor. First and foremost, like Coco said, relaxing. Yes, when you relax, you don't fight with your body. When you trust that you can do it, right? Anyway, our mother, grandmother, they have done it before. Yeah, that's because their environment are more supportive. Everyone can do it. Yeah, why not me? And this is a very important aspect of it. It is the trust. Yeah, the trust in yourself, the trust in people around you, and of course, including your partner, your husband, your mother-in-law, and the medical professional who trusts you. So if you are being supported in your environment, right, be it at home or in the hospital, and you can just focus on welcoming your baby into this world, and we will take one step at a time, one baby step at a time, and one breath at a time. All this requires preparation because you know about your conscious fear, right? Yeah, a conscious fear can be removed when you truly understand what is normal about birth, and that you will not be panicked when there is a special circumstances arise. Yeah, even if there is a suggestion that the medical professional say, well, there's a health condition and therefore you need to have this. It does not mean that you cannot improve your health. You can still improve your health if this is a physical health. And certain health condition is actually related to our mental health, mental emotional health. What do I mean by that? What I mean is that a lot of time we are under stress. Yeah, lifestyle and stress plays a big part. Yeah, and just a little things like that. If you give yourself a chance, and if you give your baby a chance to be born naturally without drugs, yeah, without chemical drugs, it would be a good start. At least that's what you can do to welcome your baby whole and complete. What do I mean by complete? Complete. You have 10 fingers, 10 toes. The nurse also check your baby if there is any defect or this birthmark and all that. Yeah, but more than that, what I mean complete is with a complete immune system. Of course, the baby's immune system may not be fully developed yet at time of birth, but you give it a good start. Yeah, from the beginning, then the rest of the journey will be so much easier. Yeah, first and foremost, reduce fear. When you understand what's normal about birth, you can reduce your conscious fear. And you regularly practice, just like when you learn how to swim. First, conquer your fear, put your head in the water. If you're afraid of your head getting wet, you won't put your head in the water, and then you can't float, right? When you put your head in the water, then you can float because you are more relaxing. Yeah. So relaxation is always the key. And then you learn the techniques, and then you practice, and you become, it becomes automatic. So we want relaxation becomes automatic. So a lot of time, women who are trained and she can work together in harmony with her body and her baby, so that your body will give your baby a kind of condition where your baby is more relaxing, because when you are relaxed, you actually produce the hormone, yeah, which is your natural relaxant endorphins is 200 times more effective than morphine. If a guy can enter operating theater for surgery, not to give birth, but for surgery, and he can choose to use his mind to tell the body what to do, to pump up a lot of natural anesthesia, you could avoid a lot of chemical drugs, or at least reduce it. And you can do it because you are pregnant. Pregnant mothers are highly hypnotizable. Yeah, what does that mean? You actually can tell your body what to do. Yeah, you can pump out a lot of numbing relaxant in your body. And in my hypnobirthing class, I always pinch them. I always pinch mother. You get ready if you're in my class. Valerie was pinched before, right? And of course, everyone is happy to have Yen pinch them. Yeah, because no one will pinch you. Yeah, so that's the privilege that you get in the class. So we will do fear release, release subconscious fear. Sometimes the worries and concerns that you don't even know it. Yeah. In the nurturing conception, I touch on certain trauma that is related to this time from actually from your conception onwards. Yeah, and of course the birth is a journey in, it's a very short period of time in between two births. We call it perinatal period, right? Prenatal is right now, it's prenatal, but the perinatal period is a time in labor, birth, shortly after birth. And this period is very crucial because if in any situation some procedure are not as gentle to the baby, it can cause a lot of trauma. So these are the trauma that can be prevented, and it can't repeat itself, because what baby learn right now is feelings. Yeah, they don't know what's going on, but that feeling can surface. So we can reduce a lot of that as much as possible. So I think that's all for now. I hope that you get a juice of it and continue to have a positive mindset about your ability to birth your baby naturally, and have that kind of support from your partner as well. Yeah. May I invite Dr. Julia, yeah, to talk about what it takes to have a joyful pregnancy, childbirth, and beyond in your area of expertise.
Well, I see that there were Coco came for the Thursday class. Coco to join us today. Thank you for being there. For Valerie Calista, you can check into our vault to take the video to watch. Okay, so basically what we went through is to consider all the important questions um, for exploring and refining and strengthening what makes a strong partnership and a conscious partnership. So it's not so much, I can't, nobody can manufacture that feeling of love or that willingness to partner up and then to start a family. This is something that is a blessing that happens to you. Okay. But the thing is, what we can do is to learn how to tend to the relating such that and also ask each other and help each other, ask each other questions and help each other out so that this partnership can be more effective, more refined, more supportive, and in a very, very fundamental way. And it is also a relationship that grows together, breathes together through thick and thin, through all sorts of difficulties. So, what we talked about, I think ultimately what we talked about is not only exploring questions that are very fundamental and yet you have hardly thought to discuss. Okay, like even notions of parenting, notions of love and what it means, expanding the notions of love. Few also have talked about family of origin, habits. Okay. Few have also talked about how to encounter each other in terms of being vulnerable, how to be vulnerable, how to create a safe space, how to even communicate better through deep listening and what deep listening involves. And sorry, and for vulnerability in growth, how to cultivate a language between you that can talk about that can be facilitating this vulnerability and communication. Okay, so all these things are very nuanced. We might think that, oh, these are just questions we can go through like a list, but actually it's not. A lot of it is through a lot of practice, a lot of awareness, a lot of patience, because very soon, this is still the phase of, build the excitement of building a home, having a baby, and so on. But when the rubber hits the road, especially when baby descends, a lot of, even now, a lot of your patterns of intimacy or patterns of communication is already changing during the pregnancy time. You're also starting to consider a lot of different factors. And when baby arrives, the dynamic further changes. Okay, so if you do not have that intimacy of communication, and you do not know how to even give and receive feedback for growth, and do not have the idea of growth for expansion and expanding the notions of love, and even talking about belief system structures, values, and so on, then you might be less poorly set up. You might be more poorly set up than other people who do. Yeah. And bringing up a child is such a dynamic process. The child is a living, breathing being with his or her own uniqueness. So it actually is a very, very present thing. When we say present, means how are you here? How are you able to look at the issues at hand, not just go by a checklist? If human relationships and human relating and parenting can be done by a checklist and say, once we put all the orders in place and you get an output, it's so easy, right? But sadly to say, it's not. So yeah, so we went through the questions. You may have a mind frame, but I think you also would get a sense of appreciation that such things, because it hits very finely on patterns of communication. Sometimes it is more effective when there is facilitator. So I do encourage you, if you see at the beginning, if you want to, if you find difficulties even broaching certain topics, or if you find that you want to really start right. I know that a lot of you might have gone for marriage preparation classes in church or elsewhere. That is a good start. But I don't think a lot of these marriage preparation classes go very deeply into these matters that we are talking about. It usually just gives a breath of the things that, you might want to take note of. And maybe there's one session on communication, the key factors of it, but very few opportunities to be a space for us to really explore certain things and have both parties be heard and understood, and also expanded and grown in a way that will help you attain that metacognitive awareness of being able to communicate in a vulnerable way with each other, and how to, and that is the basic premise of being able to offer support to each other. So I do encourage you, if you think that you want to have a really good start with, in terms of communication, unpacking who you are, being on more confident, firmer grounds, and also bridging those gaps that you see already, those challenges and difficulties that you already can see might be potential areas of conflict and difficulty, uh, just, please contact me. I do sessions for couples, and sometimes I have classes where we have group work as well. So a facilitator is good because it really helps you to explore very deeply, and all those wisdoms that you could actually have to bring you along on your journey. The next session that we'll be talking about, we'll, we'll, we'll talk a little bit more about the art of truth, about the art of communication and the art of truth. when difficulties arise, how do you actually create a space where you can put on hold uh, certain kinds of reactions so that you make conscious responses together rather than be very free flow and unthinking in reactions, you know? So that is quite a good premise to a good place to start to be able to make really a chain of decisions, whole lifelong of decisions together. Okay, Yen, over to you. Any questions? Please feel free to leave in the chat box. You
Yeah,
all
Dr.
can
Julia,
message
thank
me
you.
also if you need anything.
Mm. Yeah, you can type in the chat box
Okay.
anytime you have a question in your mind. So if you don't address it right now, we will address it later. Yeah. So it is very true what Dr. Julia said. There is so much of communication before baby comes, right? So you can avoid a lot of conflict. There's so many people involved. Yeah, there's so many areas that you have to take care of, be it finance, be it relationship, your career, the little things. Who is going to take care of your baby after that? Yeah, so it'd be good for you to really have a good talk. But sometimes it'd be easier. It is true. It'd be easier to have someone who facilitate the session. Yeah, thank you for that insight. Next, I would like to invite Nicole Tay, who is in essential oil expert, of course, in the area of especially emotional health, mental emotional health, and even physical health. And I'm a doula. All doulas use essential oil, and we love it. If not because of that, I wouldn't even have known about the use of essential oil, and I use it. It's one of a very useful tools that I will use in labor and birth in my daily life, or even when I go travel. I won't forget my essential oil. Nicole, yeah, may I invite you to share with us about what it takes to have a joyful pregnancy, childbirth, of course, in the area of childbirth and beyond. Continue to stay calm and at peace with yourself.
Okay, thank you, Yen. All right, so I think being pregnant is already not easy, right? So I did share in my sharing on yesterday afternoon, right, that when I had my first pregnancy, I literally was having morning sickness all the way until I deliver. Yeah, and the reason why we are getting emotional is of course, due to our hormones, right? Okay, so if you get agitated, you got whatever, just blame it on the hormones. It's okay. Just be okay with yourself. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, just be aware that okay, you're not happy with certain things or certain things irritate you. You just need to be aware, and then you can work on it. Just don't be too hard on yourself, because being pregnant is not easy, right? All the changes in the body, and then you will think of, oh, after I deliver, can I fit into that dress anymore? Right? Do I have stretch mark? These are very, very common concern, right? So I'm also one of the people who have the same concern as you. So, but at this moment, just relax, just chill, just do whatever you can for your own self-care. And if you need support, do talk to your loved one and your spouse. So I've also provided ways you can relax your body and your mind yesterday, where going for a light exercise, or if you're getting angry due to whatever reason or situation, yeah, you can actually try to breathe deeper, right? Like try breathing exercise if you do not have essential oils with you, right? Of course, for me personally, I use oils, but just in case you don't have that with you, one of the ways also, you can take a deep breath, and then it's much easier for you to move on and cope with the situation. Yeah, so don't be too reactive. Yeah, all right. So aromatherapy is just a very simple and effective way to alter our mood, because you just smell it and then you feel happy, right? And different oils would have different properties to give you the different result. So of course, at this moment, you should look for oils that is calming in nature. or uplifting, because like for me, when I was pregnant the first time, I'm depressed all the time. It's like, do I have to deliver? Yeah. I still remember on a day, okay, because I didn't know yen back then, right? 14 years ago. So I didn't know that there is this thing called hypnobirth. So I still remember my husband saying, oh, if you can bear the pain, bear the pain. I said, what the hell? You're not the one bearing the pain. Can you just get me the doctor to give me the epidural? You mad or something? Yeah. So I went crazy, right? So I couldn't calm myself down. So it was the pain that I couldn't manage my emotions, and therefore I kind of uh, let go. Yeah. So that was what was happening to me back then, right? Okay, so this is one of the things that I want you to look out for. Just don't be too hard on yourself. And also when you deliver, I guess nobody can really visit you during this period, right? Because of COVID. And also don't be too depressed, and because you don't want the visitor to expose any potential risk to you and your baby. All right. So because I understand that when we have deliver, you want to show people your joy, right? Your bundle of joy. But be okay that during this period it's gonna be tough, and just work on nursing yourself, nursing your health back. Right. So do check out what are the things that can help you. Like Dr. Julia also offer her help where, okay, look for her if there's any issue. Because I guess when I first have my baby, right? My husband was also telling me, okay, you must do this, you must do that. You must learn this from the confinement lady. You must learn that from the confinement lady. But he was very nice. He said, okay, but I will first learn to shower, bath the baby first. All right. But you can learn from the confinement lady also. Because after confinement, you have 4 months of maternity leave. You have to take care of the baby. Right. Yeah. But I was very, very fortunate. My husband does wake up to night feed the baby as well. So maybe have a communication with your husband to also arrange a schedule. Because recently I have a friend, the couple, the both of them are so tired because the baby didn't have enough sleep. So they have to hire a sleep consultant to help the baby sleep longer and deeper. So it's the same thing. If you really need help, please go ahead and engage help. If not, they are so exhausted, they cannot function properly at the end of the day. When it comes to day-to-day tasks, they really cannot function. The wife cannot feel very depressed because how come the baby is not breastfeeding properly? How come my baby doesn't want to sleep? How come my baby is crying? So the wife becomes very, very depressed. So if you have issues like that, please quickly reach out to any one of us where you think any one of us can help you. That's why we have this support. All right. So just to share lastly, if you do not know what oils to use, just use lavender. That will work. Okay. That is what we call the mother of essential oil. It's actually help you to calm down, help you to be more grounded, and therefore it can help you on certain issues. Like for example, if you feel any soreness on your nipple when you breastfeed, you can also use them. But of course, you need to clean your nipple before you breastfeed the baby. All right. Okay. So if there's any questions, feel free to ask us. All right. If not, Yen, do you have anything else that you would like to share?
I think that's okay for now. So we see if anyone have any questions in terms of essential oil, the use of aroma therapy during pregnancy, childbirth and beyond. Yeah, especially for those who have already attended. If you're not very clear, you can always reach out to Nicole.
Yeah, later I'll post a Google form over here. If you have any questions, just feel free to ask me, all right?
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. Okay. I hope you learned something, and today I would like to invite a special guest who is already a mother of one. Valerie has attended hypnobirthing class, and I would like her to share her experience in terms of how her preparation and how she welcomed her baby into this world. Yeah. Valerie, are you ready to share?
Hi. Yes. Hi, Yen. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. Are you able to show your video, or
Uh,
is it convenient? We can see your
okay.
baby. Your baby is big already. Huh?
She's asleep right now. That's why I can
Okay.
join in. Wait,
All
let
right.
me try to look for the video. I don't look very good.
Okay. It's
Not
fine.
sure if
No
you
worries.
see me. Um, can you see me? I don't.
No, I think your video is off.
Um. Oh, sorry. I'm using my mom's laptop. So, hold on. Um, I'm not very familiar with her laptop. I'm sorry.
At the bottom, if you can see the video, just beside mute. Yeah. And you click that if you are able to show your video.
Oh, I know already. I think
But your camera, is it not on?
I need to change the settings or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can change the setting. I think it's more about your whether your laptop the camera is off or on. Yeah.
It's
If
on.
not,
There's a light there actually.
okay. If not, probably you can start sharing with us how's your experience like, from before you give birth to after birth.
Okay. So before I give birth, I attended your class, right? Because I don't want to have the perineal cut, and I want to minimize all the drugs, medication, anesthesia in my body. So that's why I attended your class, and also because I have a friend, she gave birth using hypnobirthing, and she only had very minor tears, so her healing is very good after that. So
Mm.
it's because of that friend, then I got to know about hypnobirthing, and then I started searching and I found you. So I did the perineal massage for about a month before I gave birth. So when I started, I didn't do it very often because lazy also. and and as the days goes, right, I can feel like okay, it looks like the baby's coming out because her position is ready, her head is turned already, and she's engaged. So I started doing the massage every day, and I realized that it's really difficult to do it on myself because the stomach is really big. So I got my husband to help me. But because he works shift, so he cannot help me every day. So I really try my best to do it myself when he's not around. So I really got to say the massage helped me a lot because when the day comes and when she comes out, right, I still do have tear, but it's minor tears, and it only took me about a week to heal fully, and then I can just go on do whatever I want to do really, except carry heavy stuff, of course. So also thanks to the tools that I learned in hypnobirthing, like the butterfly, the light touch. I use light touch a lot during the surging phase. So so what actually happened for my birth is around 2 plus in the morning. I had to go pee, right? So I just turned myself, and then there's a very loud crack. I could hear it. So I didn't know the membrane released really until I go to the toilet and a lot of water just come out. So at first I thought it's the urine, but after that it's just clear fluid and it just keeps coming out. Then I realized that it has released already. And then I remember what Ian told me, don't go to the hospital straight away and to just time the surges. So I went back to bed and sleep because I was just too tired. And then so when the membrane released, there was no surge at all, no feeling at all. So I just um, decided to just wait for the surge to come. So after that, the first surge started around 5 plus. It's quite a long gap. So so thank God I didn't go to the hospital then. So when the surge started, I just tried to stay calm and relax as far as possible. It's really like menstrual pain, but it's really manageable. And then when I go to the shower, just shower under hot running water, wow, it's really very good, very shook. So basically, these are the things that I learned from Yen's class. And then after that, we set off to the hospital at around 6 plus because we want to avoid the traffic jam. Then when we reach the hospital, we check in, and then they have to check how much the cervical opening is. It was just about 3 cm then. Then we wanted to like go out and have breakfast, but we couldn't because the minute we check in, we just have to stay there already. I didn't know that. If I know, I would have gotten my breakfast first before checking in. So yeah. So then, okay, fast forward. So that's when I was in the hospital, that's when the surgery starts to become more and more intense, and I really need some form of help from my husband. So I got him to do light touch for me, and that really works for me. And it took from about 6 to 10 a.m. took about 4 hours for the surgeries to become very intense until I felt like bearing down. So between these 4 hours, I actually opened all the way until it's time for the baby to come out. What I did was I just lie on the bed, lie on my side and just relax, and he just continued to do the light touches. So that helped me a lot. Then after that, bearing down sensation came, and I told the nurse, and they checked, and then 10 cm already. So then after a while, they can see a bit of the baby's hair. Then they have call the doctor to come over, which is Dr. Pamela Tan. She is very encouraging. She kept reminding me to do my what's that, the breathing. I think it's called the J breathing. But I think I was too anxious being a first time mom, so I really tried my best to get the baby out, which I believe caused the tears, but it's really not painful during that period. It really feels like I'm doing a big business. Yeah. Then within an hour she came out, and that's it. So my birth experience is really, really nice. It's not long. It's really manageable, and I did it without any anesthesia. No essential oil also. I brought a lot of lavender essential oil to help me relax, but I didn't really thought of that using that. So yeah. So that's my sharing.
Thank you, Valerie. Yeah, that's really amazing, right? Even if you're first time mother, yeah, and that birth is basically it's very manageable. Labor and birth both are very, very manageable. So if you learn more about it, you will not be panic. Yeah. May I just ask one question to you, Valerie? How would you describe your birth experience in a sentence or two?
Two.
In a sentence or two, how would you describe your birth experience?
It's very nice, and it feels like giving birth to a slippery baby that just slipped out.
I just slipped out.
Yeah, it kind of feels that way towards the end.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's quite easy actually.
Can you
It's
hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy, right?
Yeah.
Great. How old is your baby now?
She's 15.5 months now.
15.5 months.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Yeah. So you can start preparing yourself for baby number 2. in a year, in another year or so. I can follow our nurturing conception guideline. Yeah. So you see, what you bring back right after the birth is that, hey, when you look back, it is a beautiful experience, because that's the day you welcome your baby into this world. That's the day it is a family reunion. So if the mother, pregnant mom, is properly trained, yeah, she is comfortably relaxed. It feels like pooing, isn't it? Giving birth, it just feel like pooing, and
Yeah.
that your mind is not resisting your body when you continue to stay relaxed. It is not about the woman's pain threshold level. Like a lot of doctors say, oh yeah, second time mom, you have a higher pain threshold level. Yeah, right, same woman. It's not true. Yeah. So it is manageable when you are prepared. Those are skill based, just like Olympic athletes, right? When they have um, competition, it's not something that you can go to a competition without training. You can't climb a mountain without training as well. So all this requires training, and it is just fair to the baby that you prepare. If you prepare for your weddings, giving birth is 10 times more important. Yeah, it is 10 times more important than your weddings, right? Than preparing for your weddings, because whatever your decision is actually have an impact in your child's life, yeah, for a long time. And I'm very focused on trauma work, particularly in the area of birth trauma. All this can be prevented. Of course, trauma is real. Trauma can be mental, emotional, and physical. Yeah, just like Valerie's intention was to have a smooth birth and reduce tear, or avoid perineum tear. So that was I think that was a motivating factor for her to join the course. Everyone has a different reason. For mine is a healthy child. I just wanted to give my baby a good start in life. And how I describe my birth, it was an empowering birth experience, and it was very, very healing for me as a second time mom. I only learned it for my second birth. Yeah, because I didn't know what to expect, right? So I think the angels here also have their own experience during this time, right? If you're not exposed to the information, you may not know what to do. But if you're exposed to it back then, of course, back then I wasn't doing this work, couldn't help you too. So it just takes your openness to explore and to really learn to be in a positive mindset. Yeah, just believe that you can do it. A majority of people who actually wanted natural birth but not being supported in their environment. When you're being supported and people trust you, people around you trust you, rather than discount your ability. For those who, anyone that discount your ability to birth your baby naturally, and those are the ones you can block them. Yeah, avoid that, right? So any question so far about your pregnancy, deepen communication between spouse? And this is a very important aspect of it, I would say. Yeah, because I go for when I come to parents for a private consultation, and often if they are not prepared, they don't prepare as me. No, they don't attend classes. A lot of time the husband and wife are not quite on the same page. So sometimes even in that conversation, in the consultation, there are a lot of arguments between the two of you, between the two of them. And the mother say, why can't you trust me? And the husband say, why can't you trust the machine? why can't you trust the modern technology? Yeah, you trust the modern technology, you don't trust woman's ability. Giving birth is all about coming back to your body, coming back to yourself. Yeah, connect with yourself. When you trust you can do it, it is really quite manageable, just like what Valerie said. Yeah, she's a first time mother. So it will get better and better with every childbirth, because the body has a memory. When you are not in fear, you don't fight with your body. Is there any more tips that our angels here would like to share, or any questions so far from many of you here? Does anyone have any questions? You have access to the recordings for some of you who have already paid for the session, right? If you don't receive the recording, you can email to me, you can contact me. Yeah, so I will send it to you. You can go back and revisit all those recordings. They are 1 hour long, and there are a lot of information, especially prenatal yoga is something that you can do it on a regular basis. And we have a couple who did it together, and this is so nice, especially the fertility yoga. And then whatever you do it as a team. Yeah, as a team, when you welcome your baby, it is a teamwork. So the first one is about prenatal yoga, and then breakthrough in birth, and it's about parenting. So Dr. Julia's session is all about deepen your connection with your spouse. And Nicole shared a lot of tips in terms of the use of essential oil, because aromatherapy, the moment you inhale, in 2-3 seconds it goes to your brain, in your memory bank. Yeah, so it helps to really ground you. You may or may not need to use it, just like Valerie, but it is a useful tool even throughout your pregnancy, and in our daily life we use it. Yeah, especially at this time, it's quite tricky. It will be very useful. And of course, Dr. Maithili talk about breastfeeding. Now, a quick question to all of you. What does it take to achieve a joyful pregnancy and healthy birth? You type in the chat. Now that you have attended this session and the previous classes as well, what does it take for you to achieve healthy pregnancy, joyful pregnancy, healthy childbirth? When you type in the chat, you absorb better. Yeah, support from husband, very, very important. Yes. Healthy mind and body for the mother. Yeah. When the mother is healthy, both mind and body, that's the best you can give to your baby. Mother and baby is connected. Yeah, very good. Anything else from Coco's side? And we have another friend here. I'm not too sure how to pronounce your name. H-A-N-B. Yeah, be positive. Yes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So the trust in yourself, first and foremost. Yeah, when you believe in yourself, you won't have the battle. And if you are stuck, find help to unstuck. Yeah, the mind is so powerful. You just have to learn to unstuck. Yeah, sometimes we all need help. Who doesn't need help, right? Yeah, the support around you is so important, because the mother will feel so they are respected. They feel they are being respected. It feels so good that it can reduce a lot of or prevent trauma after birth. So when you look back on your birth, it was such a beautiful, precious moment. It is something beautiful for you to share with your family, with people around you. So a lot of parents who have achieved a good birth, and they hear a lot of negative stories, and they will come forward and share the beautiful story about the birth, regardless of the birth outcome. So next session, we have our postnatal care and future health, family future health. Yeah, Coco said mentally and physically healthy by positive mindset, other support. Yeah, the breathing practice, music, husband, yes, always keep the love and blessing feeling in mind. I would say, yeah, this is very true. Breathing, you can breathe when you relax. Yeah, a lot of people thought, oh, I just come here, I just want to learn the breathing. If you can't relax, your breathing is out of the window. That's what I promise.
Actually, I just want to make a comment on the support that we always say that we want support from the husband. We want, because most of us here are women. So, but it is good to understand what the support looks like. We have to think about what the support looks like and be able to communicate it. And another thing is, do not also forget that the birth process is also quite an intense one for the husband.
Yes.
And many men report that during this period, because of certain belief system or strictures, or the wife being, everybody's attention is over there, they often feel very, very neglected, and they also feel very stressed by the demands made of them, and they also suffer for the lack of intimacy. So a lot of these, don't forget him too, and also have a communication about what needs can be met, that in intimacy, physical and mental, and various, um, and really talk about what the support can look like. Be good. It would be very good to learn how to cultivate having these kind of conversations rather than opening up your mouth and always like in a very Asian way. I think most of us here are. There's a very bad habit that Asians do, which is talk by blaming, expressing feelings through blaming. Are you all familiar with that? Like
Demand.
you
right?
never massage my back when I need it. So it's like, so if I'm the person receiving a statement like that, I don't know whether are you inviting me to massage you, or are you attacking me for being a bad husband, or are you really unhappy? What are you doing? So we don't know how to sometimes we mix up and we think that we are communicating our feelings. Instead, what we might be doing is that we might be attacking, and that is very silly all around. So sometimes it's a matter of habit. I say habit because a lot of Asian families, the way that you're brought up, a lot of blame goes on, like, 哎呀，你什么事都做得不好, or how come you cannot do anything right? Huh? Cannot walk right? Get up and run, or something like that. It's probably the high expectations, but when these things get downloaded, it's very hard to get it out of the system without conscious awareness.
Yeah, very good. Yes, Dr. Julia, I agree with you. And I think Nicole will agree with you too. Support is not about expectation. Yeah. But here is the reality is that woman in labor, when she's in labor, it takes up a lot of her energy. And just like what Nicole said, blame it to the hormone. The hormone. It's not about you. Okay. Husband here, partner, please remember when she is not as patient as before she's in labor, you know that it is the hormone. The stress hormone is there. So when the husband is trained, and he will know what to do, he will be trained as a birth doula. Yeah, so many husbands actually did very well, and that's why a lot of mothers who have attended classes together with the husband, and they say, oh, my husband did better than me. I said, my husband knew what to do. Yes, knowing and not knowing, it's a big difference. Yeah, and I see my husband the first time, yeah, you're helpless. I can't expect him to do anything. The second time, he became, oh, he's my hero. He knows what to do. It makes such a difference, right? Yeah, Nicole, do you agree?
Yes, being a hands-on husband really helps.
Hands-on.
Yeah, I mean, I urge all the spouses here, please do help out your wife, because it's really not easy, right? Sometimes it's really like we didn't want to have that, we don't want to throw temper, but it just, bites us,
Just
and
happened.
right? So we didn't intentionally want to do that to you, but it's something that we cannot control as well. Yeah. So if a husband is very hands-on, help out here and there, that would be great. Yeah. Even very, very simple things like bring the milk bottle, bring me the breast milk pump, very, very simple things. Just be very hands-on and be there for your wife is very important.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. And that communication should also continue. So next session for next week, we have 7 classes, 7 sessions from Tuesday to Saturday as well. So we cover a lot. Of course, postnatal yoga. It is something that you can still practice after birth, even like 1 year after in your postpartum period, to rebuild your health after baby. Yeah, a lot of those are physical trauma. It is there, and when labor and birth take up a lot of your energy, especially if you are not mentally prepared, and if there are drugs involved, it is a trauma to the baby, to the body already, right? So this is very, very important for you to know. And then we have Haja Marathi, who is a massage trainer. So she will be the one who will be sharing about, she will share about emotional health, support, and massage. Yeah, to recover. This is the time you reset your health and do it right in the postpartum period. Yeah, sometimes after birth, our system, but it is related to your childbirth experience. As there are times it is this short period of time for you to reset your health as well. Then we will continue to have good communication. Yeah, continue that communication with the help of Dr. Julia, a holistic psychologist, to enlighten us with the little things. What are the questions that you can address, or what are the area of concern that you can address, especially after birth, because the hormone will be all haywire. You are not your mind, you are not your body. There's a lot to do. I will be teaching you about understanding your baby. Why baby does not sleep? There is a reason why baby does not sleep. Why baby is cranky? Why baby has colic? Yeah, a lot of people, even their experienced moms, are not able to identify that. Yeah, understanding baby is your first step towards a joyful motherhood, parenthood. Yeah, it will really save you a lot of hassle. And this is what I teach in my class called Calming Baby. Yeah, for some of you have already signed up for that, and that will be very good. Prenatally, you should prepare for it. So when it comes to the time when you receive your baby, you are more calm. And we have a special session on baby wearing. So this is a postnatal a segment of the program. Is very unique. So a lot of time it is not being addressed or taught in childbirth classes. So baby wearing is another one that help your baby to feel assured, feel more attached and more connected. Can reduce a lot of trauma as well. Yeah. So if you have not signed up for the session, you can do so. And I put the link here. Yeah. If you need my contact, you can save my contact if you are not connected with me, or join us in our holistic pregnancy. It used to call holistic pregnancy. So join us in our Pay Good Beginnings Forward support group. We have this session on a monthly basis. So on every Tuesday. Yeah. So for the first 3 weeks. So you can also invite your friends, share with your friends what this group is about. It is sharing and learning from each other. Probably we can learn a lot from you as well. So you share your expertise. Yeah. All right. Is there any question before I end the session? Last question. Yeah. All right. If not, then I will see you next week on Tuesday. Tuesday is our free session. You can sign up for the free session if you are very determined to learn more about what to expect. Yeah, especially during the postnatal period. Yeah, there's so much to prepare. Then it's only $20, so you can sign up on the link here that I provide for you, and you have access to the recording for quite a few months. You can always revisit the recordings. So if no questions, thank you very much for joining us. I will see you sometime next week or in the future. Bye for now. Thank you, angels. Bye.
Bye.
And the recording.